because both the coaches will be having relative motion because of the curvature, because of the clearances in the suspension, because of the aberrations in the track. Two coaches, coupled coaches will always have a relative motion. So the gangway is this flexible part of the train allowing relative motion, and it offers passengers for a secure and comfortable way. So when people want to travel from one coach to other coach, it provides a secure and comfortable passageway. So here I am just trying to show first initially what are the different type of gangways used globally, and then I will show the flexible gangway used in train sets, and also we'll have a brief discussion. Discussion on the couplers. So coming to the first variety which we regularly see, it is the intercar rubber tubes. This is used in many places. Yeah, of course, in all our LHB coaches, ICF coaches use this type of arrangement. This type of arrangement is used where we regularly couple and uncouple the coaches. This will have the advantage of easy coupling, and it is a very low cost. Low cost arrangement. But what are the disadvantages is basically when we all of us see that in our regular LHB coaches, ICF coaches, we always see these dandling plates, because this even though it is safe to pass, but for children and elders, it will be a very difficult task to to move from one coach to other. There will be no water tightness, no air tightness, no dust tightness. Basically, it is not a sealed gangway. It is it is not a sealed gangway, and there is no proper heat insulation. And when if you see in the AC air conditioned portion, we generally find the noise is very less. But when we come to this gangway, we find lot of running noise, because this gangway is not noise proof. Then coming to the another variety, this is what I am showing here in this image, is called a USC comfort gangway. This is a further upgradation of what was shown earlier. Here the gangway, here also you will have the flexibility of easy coupling. The coaches can be easily coupled and uncoupled. It will have better air tightness and better dust tightness compared to the old one. Now what we see in metro coaches or in train sets is this the flexible gangways with bellows system. Here we are seeing the interior part of the gangway. These serrations are basically bellows. They have silicone rubber element and bonded by metal bonded rubber items. So they are used generally in EMUs, demos, high speed trains, metros, where the train configuration is fixed, where we are not going to change the train like in our mainline train coaches. We may be keep changing the configuration, we may be disconnecting coaches, we may be connecting, but whereas in a generally MEMUs, EMUs, or even train sets, the need for changing is very less. So these gangways are used particularly suitable for that, and they are generally fully sealed gangways. They are fully water tight, they are dust tight, they are pressure tight, because let us suppose this is a pressurized, because this is an air conditioned area. There is in this particular image we can see that is a metro type of train. There is no separate non-air conditioned area and air conditioned area. So this type of trains like metro trains require the gangway to be properly sealed so that the air doesn't escape out. And this is weatherproof, and this is having good heat insulation. And because of if you see the bottom portion, it will have a proper bridge arrangement. It will not have like our regular plates, so that people can easily walk across the coaches. This is one type of gangway. So now coming to the other type of gangways, here if you see this flexible gangway, here we are seeing these serrations, these bends. Here the metal linings are available, and we can see that it is a hollow. So this is like single layer. This is a single layer bellow gangway. So it will have only one outer, basically it will only have the silicon rubber element, outer element. And in the next image, now we are seeing, if you see this image in the what I am showing with the mouse, here if you see, there that type of serrations are not visible. Here outside also one flexible rubber element is there, serrations, and inside also one more element is there. So the advantage is it is more better weatherproof, and it will have better sound noise insulation, noise isolation, and it will be more comfortable for the passengers, and maintenance of course will be less. And here in this left side, if you see, here we are seeing this same rubber element outside as well as inside. And whereas this left side image, if you are seeing, we are seeing a cover. Basically this is a ornamental cover. Basically it will cover this serrations, and it is made of either flexible material like FRP or a plastic composite. So this the role of this is to cover these serrations, and it will also further improve the noise isolation and its dust proofness. And here we are seeing in the black one, this is the this basically bridge type arrangement that we'll see further in the next slides. What exactly is goes into this bridge assembly and all. So, but this for fitting this type of gangway, we require more distance. Like if you see in LHB coaches, the distance between the end walls is only 450 mm. So there we cannot fix this type of elaborate arrangement. Whereas in a train set, the distance is 900. So this type of arrangements we can use when the distance between the coaches is around 650 mm to 900 mm between end wall to end wall, one end wall to the next end wall. If the distance is this much, then only we can have this type of elaborate arrangement. And this, if you see, this is a wider gangway, wider. Here we are having almost 1400 mm passage. So here, whatever I shown image, now I am just trying to show the graphical representation. So here, if you see in this arrangement, this is the left side. It is a single bellow. So here I have shown one image. So this is a single bellow. Means the bellow is only one layer. And this also is a single bellow. And another thing is semi-permanent. Here, basically this is both fastened. If you are seeing the small holes here, these are gone and fitted on the end wall of the coach. So this side will be fitted to the end wall, that side will be fitted to the end wall. So basically it is a semi-permanent arrangement. So if you want to disconnect the coach, you have to remove all the bolts, all the fasteners. Then only we can disconnect the coach. Whereas here it is a single bellow, and we have a split type arrangement. Split type means this is a single. This is a single element. Whereas the other one, it is having two elements. Means one, this end frame will go and fit onto the coach end wall, and this is the one half, and second half will be coming, and these two halves are joined together by a quick release mechanism, so that we can quickly connect and disconnect the bellows. What I have shown in this one is a single bellow. You are having only one bellow. Here we are seeing double corrugated bellows. There is a corrugated bellow outside, there is a corrugated bellow inside. And here we are having a combination bridge arrangement. That I will further explain. This is also same. And if you see, the main advantage of this type of arrangement is the sound insulation is better. 34 dB. So there will be very good noise reduction. Means even if you are going between the coaches, the noise will be quite less. So these are different type of bellows. Here this particular arrangement, if you are seeing, here if you see, here you are seeing this is a bridge arrangement. This is called combination bridge arrangement. These are the bellows. This will come below between the end walls. And if you are seeing, there is one more this bellows below this plate. This bellow in between this recess, the mechanical coupler will be passing. Here the coupler will also be concealed. This type of arrangements they use basically in a fixed type of train sets. The coupler will also be concealed in this actually, so that there will be no chance of any dust entry. This type of arrangement we'll use where the distance between the coupler and this combination bridge is less. So we cannot run these bellows below this bridge plate. If you see this, here the depth of this will be higher. If I'm just showing by mouse, so there is a plate arrangement and the bellows arrangement. So from this point to the coupler, the space requirement will be more. So as to avoid that problem where we don't have much place, this type of arrangement is used in EMUs, demos, and train sets. And another, another type of bellows which are used in high-speed trains and all is this. We have one inner bellow. I mean, what I've shown in the previous slides, we have a flexible gangway connecting the coaches, and we have one more exterior bellow. The role of this exterior bellow is to, you see, if there is, let us suppose this bellow is not there, here lot of electrical couplers will be, electrical wires will be going. So which are accessible from the platform to the passengers, and they may try to tinker. That is one. And another thing is there is a recess here. I mean, when the train is running at higher speed, the aerodynamic forces, I mean drag, will be higher because air will be stagnated here and there will be more air drag. If we are providing this type of bellows, there the smooth surface is smooth and there will be no vortexes here. Air, so the drag will be less. So these are used in high-speed trains. This will further reduce the noise, and of course it will definitely look aesthetically much better. We'll come to the train set what we used in train set gangway. This is something similar, but there are some differences that I will show you. Mainly this will reduce the aerodynamic drag, and aesthetically it will be much better. Another thing is, as I am showing here, so the gangway is between the end walls. There are two type of gangways, which is a single unit, but the single unit of gangway will be fixed between the end walls. And there is another gangway which is consisting of two halves. This particular gangway on the right side is having two halves. So one half will be fixed onto the one end wall, other half fixed to the other end wall, and these two halves will be joined by a quick lock type arrangement. So that whenever we want to disconnect the coach, we can quickly unlock the gangway and we can separate the coaches. But the problem with this and the difference between these two is the first one, which is a one piece, it doesn't require any separate support. It is self-supported, means it can carry its own weight and it can carry the passenger's weight. Whereas the second one, where we are having two halves, it has to be supported. Either the bottom of this gangway should be resting on the coupler, the mechanical coupler, it should be resting on it, or we should be hanged by from the end wall. So we'll show further examples. And this is the gangway with inner covering, which I've shown the photographs. This is a graphical representation. It is also one piece. I mean, if it is a single piece, it will be looking like this. In the train 18 we used the left side of arrangement where it is a single piece gangway, and we also have two piece gangway. I mean, one half fitted on the one coach, another half in the other coach. In train 18 we used one piece gangway. So this type of gangways are used in all metro trains already running in India, and some of the passenger coaches also it was used apart from the train set. So some of these examples we'll just go through. So this is the gangway used on the metro Bangalore. Here it is the distance between the coaches is 900 mm. I mean, basically quite good. And if you see the clear passage between these two halves, this is 1400 mm. It is quite wide enough. Basically in metro type trains, you should have good amount of width so that in rush time people can easily move across the coaches. And if you see the noise insulation, it is 40 decibel. It's a good noise reduction, the very good noise reduction, because it is having double bellows and it is having also this internal this wall type arrangement. And this is a split type arrangement, means it will be having two halves of gangway. Here you are seeing one half of gangway, another half of gangway. So it will having two half of gangways. It was used in Bangalore Metro. Now this is Metro Delhi RS2.
Not clear, sir.
My voice is not clear.
It is absolutely clear, sir. Absolutely clear, sir. Kindly continue.
Yeah. So coming to the Delhi Metro type of arrangement, if you see in this, this is a split type of gangway. You see the split type of gangway and a single gangway. The difference is in split type of gangway, the gangway will be having two halves. I'm again repeating for better clarity. If you see this type of gangway, it is a split type gangway. And if you are seeing this red handle, this red handle is used for quickly joining the two halves or quickly disengaging the two halves. So this type of a gangway is used in Delhi Metro. If you see the difference in Bangalore Metro, we also have a separate internal fairing for better aesthetics and better sound insulation. Here there is no such fairing. And if you see this noise insulation, it is slightly less, 39 dB, more or less similar to this 40 dB. And it is this was a slightly old one used in 2008, and this also used bridge plates. Now coming to Metro Delhi RS3 project, so similar gangway what we have seen in the old one. And this is a Metro Delhi Airport Express. If you see here in this, this is also similar arrangement to the other gangway which I have shown. Here the linking bridge is there. If you see, this is a linking bridge. If you see this line, this is written as linking bridge. In linking bridge arrangement, you will not have any separate plates. Whereas in the bridge plates, you will be having rubbing plates. Even though it is much better compared to our regular vegetables we use, here there will be rubbing plates. Whereas in the linking bridge arrangement, we don't have any plates. It is perfectly like a normal floor. I will further show, the mechanism and all in the further slides. This I am trying to show for better appreciation on what are all the gangways, which currently running in various metro systems. And this is a single piece gangway, means the gangway used in Delhi Metro and these two metros are split type gangways, means there are two pieces. Here it is a single piece gangway. It is fastened to the both sides of end wall and it is not very easy to separate it. And this is the Calcutta Metro gangway which ICF has manufactured. In this is also split type of gangway. In this gangway, you see when we are using split type of gangway in Bangalore Metro and all, the gangway rests on the coupler. Because the weight of the gangway, if you see the weight of the gangway is around 200 kg, and if people are traveling on it, it will be almost 5-6 people are traveling, another 600 kg. So the weight of the gangway has to be supported. If it is a single type of arrangement, it will be self-supporting. It will carry its own weight. Whereas in a split type of gangway, if you see here, we have an arrangement here, this chain arrangement. This is fixed on the end wall. So the weight of the gangway and the weight of the passengers will be taken care by this link arrangement. So this was used in Calcutta Metro by ICF. And this is another gangway, Metro Chennai gangway. Here also there is a split type of gangway. And if you see here in this particular image, you can see this is a semi-permanent coupler. And if you see the gangway plate, it is resting on the coupler. The gangway bridge plate is resting on the, because it is a split type of gangway, it has to be supported. It is resting on the coupler. So that's why it doesn't require any separate change arrangement. It is having an internal fairing. And it will have better noise insulation. So this is the general overall view of the various type of gangways used in metros. Just I have shown a broad overview. Now coming to the train 18 gangway, what I am showing here is the train 18 gangway. This is first of all a single piece gangway. As we have discussed, there is a split type of gangway and single gangway. So this is a single complete gangway arrangement. This complete gangway arrangement is fitted onto both the end walls. And this is a self-supporting because it is a single piece. There is no requirement of any coupler support. And there is an external fairing. I have shown you one gangway. It is completely surrounded. I will just go back to that slide. So here, if you see this particular gangway, the complete right round from both the sides and the top, it is covered fully. Inside there is a separate gangway, and externally it is a covered for better aerodynamic drag. So when we have started designing this train 18 gangway, because Chennai Metro is nearby, we have seen the Chennai Metro gangway and we have thought that it is a good arrangement which will give good customer passenger comfort. We have decided that this type of arrangement will be better suiting to the our train set. So we had a single, but that is a split type. We don't want to use coupler support because coupler support gangway will be difficult to maintain. So we wanted to use a single gangway, single piece gangway, and we also had this extra fairings. So these two, and we don't want to have the complete right round because our train is not a very high speed train. It is only 160 kmph. So we decided we'll only have the fairings on the sides and will not have on the roof and will not have on the below the coupler, because if you have to have the below the coupler, it has to go below the coupler and it may not be a good arrangement. So this type of a gangway we have planned for our train set. In this, I'm just trying to read out the parts. You see, the first one is the corrugated assembly. So this is the corrugated bellow assembly. Basically, these are silicone rubber. These are folded and stitched like our cloth. They are cut and they are stitched to have that shape, because it should have that flexible arrangement, so that because it can take the shocks, because the distance between the coaches will not be constant, it will be varying, because coupler will have its own coupler will be having spring elements. It will get compressed and it will get expanded. So this flexible arrangement, flexibility is achieved by using a silicone rubber corrugated assembly. The first one is the corrugated assemblies. You can see these are all corrugated silicone elements. The second one is the link sealing assembly. That we'll see further what is this link sealing assembly. The third is the sidewall assembly inner covering. So this covering purpose is to cover this inner fairing, cover this bellow arrangement, so that aesthetically it will look very good from inside, as well as it will improve the noise insulation. Number 4 is the covering brush assembly. There will be there will be brush fitted so that dust and all will not enter. And the number 5 is the combination bridge assembly. We'll further discuss further what is this combination bridge assembly in the next slides. Number 6 is the screwing screw on frame. This screw on frame is screwed to the end wall. And number 7 is the folding wall assembly. This is the external fairing folding wall assembly. So this is the overall gangway arrangement. Now coming to the combination bridge assembly. Now coming to the combination bridge assembly, you see this is the combination bridge assembly number 5, which is coming in the on the floor. In train 18, the height of this from the rail level, that is this floor, and the height of the internal flooring is same, more or less same. So there will be no step. So people can just walk across. But it is not a simple plate, because this plate should have the flexibility. Because when the train is moving in an S-curve or an curve, the one side of the coach sidewall will be near and other sidewall will be far. So we have to take care of this adjustment. So this will have a scissor type of arrangement. This if you are seeing this number 4, this is the scissors of arrangement. So this scissor arrangement will take care of this bending. Like coach, one side it will be getting near and the other coach they are getting far away. So these things will get bent and they will come near and these things will get far away. So this scissor assembly, this bridge assembly will take care of this movement of the coaches. And moreover, this arrangement will carry its own weight and will also carry the weight of the passengers. The both ends, if you are seeing this flange, both these ends are fitted to the coach assembly, and the passenger weight and the weight of this assembly will be taken care by this scissor arrangement. And this is the bottom floor arrangement. So similar type of arrangement is available on the roof. So now I'll just show you the 3D view of this complete assembly, so that we can better appreciate. I hope this is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, visible.
Yeah. So this is the 3D model of the, arrangement between the coaches. Now you see, this is the, I'm just trying to show from the top. So this is one coach, coach number 1. This is the coach number 2. This is the coach end wall. And this is another coach end wall. So these two coach end walls are joined by this flexible gangway. This is a single unit. And here we have external fairing. These two, this internal flexible arrangement and the external fairings are joined by plates, so that basically to support the weight and for better safety. And in between these two assemblies, a lot of electrical cables will be going, that I have not shown. So the external fairing will secure these cables so that nobody will access them from outside. And also, if you see the overall view, it will look quite better. It will show as a flushed train, and the aerodynamic forces will be less. And if you see from inside, this is the bridge assembly, which we have shown the bridge assembly. If you see the, the height of this floor and this floor is more or less same. And internally, this internal arrangement, this flexible wall covers the bellows. So when the passenger is moving across the coach, he will absolutely don't find any dangling plates, and he can freely walk across the coaches. And the same type of arrangement is available on the roof also. This particular view, it is not there. Whatever scissor arrangement available in the bottom of this gangway is fitted on the top of the gangway also. And another thing, the same coupler arrangement, I will show the coupler arrangement also, mechanical coupler. So this is the mechanical coupler, and if you see, there is a gap between the coupler and the flexible gangway. One type of arrangement I have shown in the slide, the gangway will rest on the coupler. In some of the metro, like Chennai Metro, they use this. There, you may not require separate bellows again. So here, there is a gap between the bellow and the coupler. To facilitate this, actually, because if you see in the Train 18, the coupler height is 940 mm, whereas in our regular coaches, the coupler height is 1105 mm. And this is a semi-permanent coupler. So the coupler height has been lowered so that we can fix this flexible gangway. You see, finally, the passenger comfort is, when we are talking of a modern train set, passenger comfort plays a major role. It is the most, important point. So here, for keeping the passenger comfort of moving across the train, here, because the train set is a coupled train, we generally will not change the configuration of the train set during in the running. If any configuration has to be changed, lot of electrical cables have to be disconnected, and a lot of hera-fairy. So this will happen only in the depots. So here we wanted to give the passenger a flexibility that he can move from one end of the train to other end of the train without any hindrance. So to facilitate this, the coupler has been lowered from regular 1105 mm to 940 mm. And if you see here, the coupler arrangement, the draft gear arrangement, as most of you are aware, the draft gear is similar or basically same as the draft gear of the Cpc coupler. Whereas the buffing load, the tension, the maximum stress it can handle, it is same as the Cpc coupler. The draft gear arrangement is more or less similar. The socket of the gangway, the draft gear is also same. The end part, whatever coming in the underframe, it is also same. The main difference is, if you see here, the two shanks, these two tubes, and this is a muff coupling, and this is called muff coupling. So these muff couplings, whereas in a CBC, here you will have a knuckle arrangement. In this, one knuckle will come here, another knuckle will come here, and these knuckles, of course, knuckle arrangement. Instead of knuckle arrangement, we have a muff coupling. So this muff coupling is fastened by fasteners. Here, if you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 set of fasteners. So this muff coupling used here is used here also. So if you see our Favely CBC coupler, Delner CBC coupler, they use this type of arrangement, muff coupling arrangement. But instead of knuckle arrangement, we are having here another muff coupling. The advantage of this is the knuckle weight of knuckle itself be around 100 kg or something like that. So both knuckles weight will be reduced. And moreover, in regular CBC coupler, because it has to open and close easily, there is a requirement of clearances. Even though we say tight lock CBC coupler and all, some clearances are anyhow required so that it will enable quick coupling and uncoupling. So that will result in a jerk, in the passengers experiencing jerk. Whereas in this semi-permanent coupler, these two couplers, the flanges are joined together and they are fastened. So the chance of coming jerk is very less. Just a moment, I will. I'm just showing basically in the same 3D model because it's showing only the outer exterior part. Here we can see the how this muff coupling. I hope this is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Visible.
Here you can see the internal arrangement. Here is the muff coupling. These are two halves. This is the I mean the shank portion having this. This is for basically to keep it locked. Here, if you see, there is a projection here and there is a male and female portion so that it will not get rotated. So this will go and sit in the another portion, and these two are joined by this muff coupling. If you see the compressive yield strength and the tensile yield strength, they are more or less same as the CBC coupler. And the coupler head is a socket joint. This is a socket joint. This is the same socket joint coupler head. This is called guide cone. The item number 2, which is the guide cone, this will guide the two tubes so that they can be joined together. So this is how it will look. You see, this is one portion, this is the other portion, and this is the guide arrangement. So these two are joined and the muff coupling is fitted over it. Here you can see these two are joined and two muff couplings are provided and they are fastened. So the torque values and all are there. This is the final coupling, what we have seen in the 3D model. So these are the other parts, the tube arrangement, the pivot anchor, and if draft gear arrangement, if you see, this is same as the CBC draft gear. So that's why I'm not further detail elaborating. So this is the socket joint, which we call muff coupling. So it will have 4 fasteners. Yeah. So now coming back to this 3D model. So that is the coupler portion fitted here, and this is the gangway portion. And another main advantage, I mean, you see, this is the, if you see this yellow portion, this is a aluminum frame actually. This is, this aluminum frame is fastened by multiple bolts. There will be almost 30-40 bolts and it will be fixed on the end wall. And this side and this side, both sides, it is fastened by almost 100 bolts. So when we have made the first prototype 2 rakes, we have used this type of arrangement. Then we understood that in case of emergency or even in case of maintenance, opening so many number of bolts will be a difficult proposition. So now the new train set which we are going to make, the arrangement will be similar, but we will have a quick unlock coupling. I mean, there will be a lever. When we operate that lever, the gangway will get disengaged from the end wall. So we are going to have the quick quick unlocking arrangement in the new flexible gangway arrangement which we are going to provide for the new train sets. And another thing is, I hope some of you might have traveled in this train sets, even in metros also. One advantage is lot of noise reduction. Another advantage is the dust coming inside to the train, because in train set we already have plug doors, and we have this flexible fully sealed gangway. So the dust, the amount of dust or amount of the coming inside the train is very less. So basically the ambience of the train and general comfort will also be better. So this is actually a specific topic. So these are the things I just covered. I will also show the just few minutes. I will also show the detailed parts of this fully sealed gangway, which may not be visible clearly in the 3D model. This is the scissor arrangement which I have shown in the PowerPoint. This is basically to give the bottom floor as well as the roof. The roof, this type of scissor arrangement will be available in the floor arrangement. You see, this is the floor arrangement and on the roof arrangement. In both the places, this scissor arrangement is available. And this is the inner sidewall assembly. This is to cover the bellows. And others are all the fasteners and this one. And the distance between the gangway is distance between the coaches, as I already told, in train set is 900 mm, whereas in our regular LHB coach it is 450 mm. The weight of this complete gangway is around 400 kg. And what are the materials used? The corrugated bellow, they will have a fabric. Basically, they are silicone rubber, and they have service life of around 12 years. And the sidewalls, which are I shown that covering sidewall and all, they are made of FRP, basically glass reinforced plastic, glass fiber reinforced plastic, and they have some rubber and aluminum elements. And the link ceiling, which is coming on the floor, the combination bridge and the floor and the rooftop, they are made of aluminum plates and stainless steel. This fire behavior, because this is coming inside the passenger train, the fire behavior is important. These complete material comply to EN 45545 HL2. Basically, this is the fire standard used in all European trains. And the reduction of factor, the sound insulation is 27 dB. And this gangway generally will have a service life up to 12 years. So this is the overall content which I wanted to share with you. And if there are any specific, any questions, I will try to answer anything from the passengers. I hope I tried. I tried my best. I hope I could do justice to some extent. Anything about train sets we can ask. If I'm aware right away, I can clarify. If I'm not having the data right now, I can clarify in the time being also.
Dear participants, please request you to ask any questions regarding this session. Sir, one question I would like to ask is regarding the semi-permanent coupler, sir. If we compare it to CBC, how do we compare this anti-telescopic and anti-climbing feature of this semi-permanent coupler, sir? I mean, how effective would it be in the eventuality of an accident, sir, if that occurs?
Actually, if you see, basically the semi-permanent coupler and the CBC, the draft gear arrangement is same. Basically, whatever you are using in CBC draft gear arrangement and this draft gear arrangement is same. Main difference is how both are coupled together. So here they are permanently fastened. Whereas in CBC, it is basically knuckles engage against each other. So in case of any eventuality, even though the uncoupling, I mean, even though they may not get uncoupled, there is still a chance of getting uncoupled easily in a CBC. There is
Okay,
a
sir.
chance of getting uncoupled. Even though compared to normal or regular coupling which you use in ICF coaches, the probability is quite less. There is a chance of that liver or something get operated. There is a chance of getting knuckle uncoupled. Whereas in this arrangement, the both these halves, both the couplers are permanently bolted. So it is both the coaches are more or less together. So, as compared to anti-telescopic property, it is slightly better, slightly better compared to CBC. Because first of all, draft gear is same. There is no difference in the draft gear. The only difference is instead of knuckle, we have a fastened arrangement in this case.
Is there any projection and pocket type thing?
What?
Projection and pocket.
Yeah. I've shown actually in this, there is a socket and guide assembly. There's a male and female, there's a cone arrangement and there is a female arrangement. I will just try to show that one. You see, this is they both are sockets. Here it is having two halves, coupler halves. And here there is a serration and here there is a male portion. These two get engaged and over this, we have the muff coupling. Over these two, once they are coupled together, we have this two halves of the muff coupling. So this is very rigidly connected. It is basically like a single shaft connecting the two trains. Connecting the two coaches.
Very much similar to the Saku coupler of EMU coaches.
Shaco coupler, yes, similar to Shaco coupler. In Shaco, we have these hinges which we are rotated and it is more or less similar. Basically, it is Shaco is nothing but a semi-permanent coupler. But Shaco draft gear is different and it is not, the draft gear of this one is the same as CBC. The Shaco coupling may not be suitable for hauling 20 coaches or 24 coaches. Whereas this particular arrangement can haul 20 or 24 coaches. The arrangement is similar. There we have the hinges and all, that rotating type of hinges. Here they are properly fastened by screws and nuts.
Sir, what is its capacity, sir?
You see, capacity wise, it is same as our regular CBC. The compressive yield strength is 1000 kilonewton and tensile yield strength is 600 kilonewton. And these are the horizontal angle and vertical angle. Basically, what I want to say is this is basically a CBC coupler with a semi-permanent head.
One question there is in the chat box: how the negotiation will be taken care by the coupler if it is rigid type? Like on the curve, I mean, sir, negotiation of curve. I think that is what
basically, you see, here the rigid coupling is between the two halves of the flanges. The flexibility is in the draft gear. I mean, we have the flexible, if you see here blue, whatever we are seeing blue, those are the, springs. So the flexibility, the angle, you see the pivot angle, here we see plus or minus 12 degrees. So the coupler can horizontally move plus 12 and minus 12 degrees. So the movement comes in the pivot point, not in the joint. The joint is rigid, but the pivot point is not rigid.
Okay, sir. That's very clear, sir.
Anything regarding train set, also any specific doubt anybody can ask. I will try to answer. Not only specific to these couplers and gangway.
सर मैं एक पूछना चाह रहा था कि जैसे कन्वेंशनल कोचेज में यदि फायर कहीं आता है, फायर इंसिडेंट होता है, तो उसके अंदर हम हाफ पोर्शन को या उतने पोर्शन को अलग कर सकते हैं, लेकिन यदि इसमें फायर होगा तो फिर हम किसी चीज को अलग तो नहीं कर पाएंगे।
हाँ, इसमें अलग करना मुश्किल है। तो उसके लिए हम लोग जो नया ट्रेन सेट में है कि वे वांट, हाँ मतलब अनकपलिंग करना मुश्किल है, ऑनलाइन अनकपलिंग करना मुश्किल है।
यस
तो
सर।
इसके लिए क्या है कि एक तो है इसमें जो नया ट्रेन मतलब जो ट्रेन सेट है उसमें सेपरेट फायर अलर्ट सिस्टम सब में लगा हुआ है सारे कोचेस में। और दूसरा इसमें क्या है कि बिकॉज द कंप्लीट ट्रेन इज कपल्ड एंड सारे डोर्स का ऑटोमेटिक डोर्स है, बट इन केस ऑफ फायर द केबल में गेट डैमेज, सो इसका cables of the automatic doors, they are fire survival cables. Even in case of fire also these cables will not get damaged. So सारे दरवाजा ओपन हो सकता है and the people passengers can travel both ends. मतलब evacuation can be faster. I mean because the driver cab is also connected. The driver cab is connected to the complete train. So driver cab doors can also be opened and the मतलब complete train is basically connected. Yes, आपने जो कहा है कि uncoupling in case of emergency it is not easy task and evacuation only is easier and better safety in the respect of better fire retardant items and fire detection system is also provided on this train.
यस सर।
Sir, my question is there in any mid of the section, is any window or side glass is broken? Is there any repercussion to the speed of the train? That means outside air will be entering into the
Actually,
coach.
this window glasses are basically double glazing unit, मतलब double unit like our regular LHB also. So, in case of any damage of the window, generally the top glass only will get broken because there is a gap between the outer glass and inner glass. There were problems even the first train when it was running, lot of windows were broken by miscreants. Thereafter, we have provided a protective layer over these glasses. And we never experienced the case where something was thrown and complete window got damaged and it is that type of case has not come across. Then in that case, whatever we follow in LHB, same thing we have to do in train set with respect to that point, with respect to windows. There is no specific provisions separately for train set. Because if in case of LHB also, if complete window glass broken, there we have a chance of completely removing the coach. Here it may not be possible, but that case are very rare. Even the trains are running from almost last 2 years. Windows were broken, but not that complete window got broken. Both outer window and inner glass. That has never happened. Even in that case, they can temporarily close it with some dummy sheet from inside and it can run.
Yes, sir.
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
Sir, any special strategy for keeping this male-female end of this coupling? For example, which side would be male, which side should be female?
That actually both couplers are more or less same. This whatever this guide cone arrangement is there, that can be removed actually. That is a removable item. You see this arrangement, item number 2, whatever we are seeing in the figure, it can be removed.
Just like Shaku coupling.
No, just like Shago. Yes.
Rivet.
Yes. It can be removed. Both will be having this type of bend. This arrangement
But from
can be
outside we not able, from outside we will not able to identify which is male or which is female.
No, as such, there is no male female. What I am trying to say is this whatever this item number 2 is, it can be separated easily. It is not a fixed one. It is a separate item. It is not part of the. It is not fixed to the coupler. I mean, once I am providing here, it will get a sort of male. It is becomes female. But same thing I can take out here and put here also, this side also.
Is that for alignment also?
This is basically for alignment. This is basically for alignment and also for main purpose is alignment and also to avoid any to avoid rotation.
That is fixed with some rivets, isn't it, sir?
Yeah.
That is fixed with some rivets. We have to take out the rivets.
No, it is not fixed with rivets. It is not fixed with rivets.
How can we ensure 100% locking?
No. Once we fasten we join both the couplers and put the muff coupling, and we have to fully tighten it, and we have to see the clearances between the two muff coupling. The limits are given. If it is limits are correct, then it shows that it is properly coupled.
Okay.
Sir, my question is, sir, इस ट्रेन में ACP system है क्या?
You mean to say which one? I couldn't get.
Alarm chain pull.
Alarm chain pull arrangement is there. Yes, it is there. Yes, it is there, but it is by power on a switch, electrical switch, not a mechanical, alarm chain.
God will.
No. Basically, passenger can press a button, and it will give indication to the driver, and driver can apply the emergency. Driver can apply the brake.
वो talkback वाला जो system है sir वो?
Emergency talkback is there. In addition to that, inside the coach there are two emergency push buttons. Basically, any person, if in case of emergency, if presses the push button, it is a latch type of switch. It will get engaged, and it will give continuous alarm to both guard and driver.
Okay.
And basically, guard or driver has to apply the brake. That is the arrangement here.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Whatever in memo or EMU we have.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Are there any other questions?
Is there any public complaint? ART, which is irrelevant to the design of the train, but sir, in case of rerailing of this bogie and the whole coach, sir, is there any different course of action that we will go through, or there is a similar, like currently we are just rerailing LHP bogies, but in case of train sets, they have a number of underslung equipments. So the AIT department, they are preparing another course of action, or is there any
With
different
respect
instruction
to
for it?
derailment and all, I don't think it will be different with respect to any LHB coach. Maybe during case of derailment, here the coaches are more or less more rigidly coupled because of the flexible gangway, because of this coupler, semi-permanent coupler. The chance of toppling of the coaches will be less. But yes, maybe if let us say if one coach get derailed, maybe a few more coaches may get derailed. During course of restoration, we may have to disconnect this gangways. We may have to uncouple the train, and one coach by coach we have to uncouple. That particular aspect will be different. Otherwise, the rerailing and all will be same as our regular LHB coaches. Because the bogie will be bogie is basically bolsterless bogie, similar to LHB. But of course, it's a motor coach bogie. Yeah, you're saying something. Yes.
No, sir, means there won't be any enhancement to the existing ART cars, sir.
No, their enhancement may be required in the sense that you should have the proper tools for disengaging the coupler as well as the flexible gangway, and people may have to be trained in this aspect. And apart from that, I don't foresee any separate. And another thing, electrical cables also will be there. Disconnection of these cables and all that skill set only may be required. Otherwise, that tooling may not be, different type of hydraulic rerailing equipment may not be required.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So there are a few questions in the chat box, sir.
Excuse me. Yeah, please. That I'm not able to find it.
One question in the chat box is, what is the maximum and minimum permissible height for this coupler, sir? From open line maintenance point of view, is it's something like this defined? कोई range होगा, sir?
Range is there, but right now I don't have. Range is there. It is defined actually. I have to check as part of my specification. I couldn't recall actually.
Okay, sir. Okay.
There is a range, some 40 mm, 50 mm, something like that. It is there. It is there in the specification. I have to check it actually. It is there.
Sir, can you attach one loco and clear the section in case of an emergency?
See, actually, the complete train, actually, I forgot saying, between coaches, this is a semi-permanent coupler, but both sides of the ends, both the driving ends, it is a normal Cpc coupler, and the coupler it is 1105 mm. So complete train as such can be moved in case of emergency. But in case if a particular coach has to be moved, this coupler, for this coupler we have to attach one more arrangement to move the train. That particular arrangement drawing I have right now, I think not having that. Basically, it will require a separate knuckle arrangement which has to be fastened to this semi-permanent coupler, so that can be coupled to the coach. I mean, in between coaches. If the complete train has to be moved, it can be very well coupled to the locomotive. When the first train set was manufactured, it was moved from by loco only from here. It can be coupled like any other train to the loco, the front driving coach. So that's not a problem. But in between coaches, yes, we have to have a separate couple. Yeah, somebody asked that regarding the accident relief train. So this rescue coupler, what we call as a rescue coupler, that type of rescue coupler should be made part of the ART trains. So that rescue coupler has to be fastened to the semi-permanent head and to use locomotive to move out of the section. The complete train can be moved without any problem.
Okay. I think most of the questions which have been asked by the participants, sir has answered all those questions. So that brings us to the end of this session, and it was indeed a very enlightening and interactive session. And specifically, this was one of the topics which we were not able to cover last time. And this time I had specifically requested, sir, that if he can throw some light on the topic of the gangway and the coupler and the train sets, because there is a little confusion about it, and many of those confusions sir has been able to dispel right now in this session. So thank you very much, sir, for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule at ICF. ICF is currently extremely busy in production of train sets, the future train sets for which even we are all gearing up. And having a faculty, having an officer from ICF talking to all the participants gives us a very clear design idea about the train set. And we have been very privileged to have you amongst us, sir. And thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you, Srilabhadra Das. Indeed, it is very good experience for me also. To be correct, I also, I am also not a not a subject expert, but somehow I try to do my best. So very nice interacting with all the participants. So the future is going to be see a lot of interaction of train sets, and it is good that we can take the maintenance. We can have better maintenance facilities, and I wish best of luck for all the participants. And I thank you, IRIMEE and Mr. Srilabhadra Das for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you, Varun. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, थैंक यू सर। डियर पार्टिसिपेंट्स, एक चीज मैं याद दिलाना चाहूंगा आपको कि कल हमारा जो सेशन मॉर्निंग में होगा वो 9:30 से होगा, एंड दैट विल बी द लास्ट सेशन ऑफ दिस कोर्स। वो ट्रेनिटी के ब्रेक सिस्टम पे होगा, तो काइंडली ज्वाइन ऑन टाइम एंड विल ट्राई टू फिनिश दैट सेशन बाय 11, एंड 11 से 11:30 वी विल बी हैविंग द फीडबैक एंड वैलिडिटी सेशन। तो 11 अराउंड 11:30 तक हम लोग आपको फ्री कर देंगे, एंड शाम तक आपके कोर्स सर्टिफिकेट्स भी जो हैं आपके IRIMEE.in के डैशबोर्ड पे आ जाएगा। तो प्लीज बी प्रिपेयर, प्लीज ज्वाइन द सेशन अकॉर्डिंगली टुमारो। एंड सेकंड थिंग इज कि जो फीडबैक फॉर्म भरने का हमने मैसेज डाला है ग्रुप पे, प्लीज diligently fill up the feedback form on IRIMEE.org, the Moodle platform. Your feedback is very important for us. आपका जो रिटर्न फीडबैक है उसको हम लोग डॉक्यूमेंट करके रखते हैं, और फ्यूचर कोर्सेस में जो भी मिसिंग इस कोर्स में लगा हम उसको इम्प्रूव करने की कोशिश करते हैं। तो फीडबैक के लिए हम दोनों चैनल्स हैं, कुछ लोग जिनको बोलने में कुछ इश्यू है सीनियर फैकल्टीज के सामने, तो वो फीडबैक फॉर्म रिटर्न में दे सकते हैं, जिसका हमने ऑप्शन दिया है आपको। दैट ऑप्शन हैज बीन प्रोवाइडेड ऑन द कोर्स पेज, उसमें जाके कृपया करके फीडबैक भर दीजिए। एंड कल जब फीडबैक सेशन रहेगा तब आप बोल भी सकते हैं, यू कैन गिव द वर्बल फीडबैक ऑल्सो। सो ओके, थैंक यू एवरीवन, हैव अ गुड डे।
Sir, I have one question.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Hello.
हाँ बताएं, क्या क्वेश्चन है?
सर, ये इसके पीपीटी जो अभी तक हम लोग ने देखे हैं, इसके पीपीटी हम लोग कैसे एक्सेस कर पाएंगे?
जो कोर्स पेज है IRIMEE.org पे, जिसमें आप फीडबैक फॉर्म देखेंगे, उसी पे नीचे आप स्क्रॉल करते जाएंगे तो वो सारे लेक्चर का शेड्यूल दिया हुआ है कि कौन सा लेक्चर, उसका टॉपिक का नेम लिखा होगा, फैकल्टी नेम और टाइम लिखा होगा। उसमें लेक्चर नेम पे आप अगर क्लिक करेंगे तो वो पीपीटी आपको मिल जाएगा, वो ओपन हो जाएगा दूसरे टैब में और आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं। अगर स्मार्टफोन से कर रहे हैं तो उसमें भी कर सकते हैं, लैपटॉप से कर रहे हैं या सिस्टम कंप्यूटर से कर रहे हैं तो उसमें भी कर सकते हैं। ऑल्टरनेटली हम लोग व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे भी अभी कुछ कुछ पीपीटीज डाले हैं और कल तक सारे पीपीटीज डाल देंगे, तो उसकी आप बिल्कुल चिंता ना करें। यू विल get all the PPTs by 11:30 in fact tomorrow, that I can assure you। वो सारे PPTs आपको मिल जाएंगे, और जो रिकॉर्डिंग्स हैं उसको थोड़ा हमें प्रोसेस करने में थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, तो नेक्स्ट वीक तक ग्रुप तो व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप रहेगा ही, नेक्स्ट वीक तक आई विल बी एबल टू सेंड यू ऑल द लिंक्स, द रिकॉर्डिंग लिंक्स which you can have which you can access। अगर आपका कोई छूट गया होगा बीच में या कुछ तो आप एक्सेस कर सकते हैं उसको, ठीक है?
Sir, if some question arises after the course, after the completion of our course, can we ask,
Yes.
or can we mail to some email address?
Yeah, you can absolutely ask. You can mail. You can mail it to me. I will provide my mail ID on the WhatsApp group. अभी मैं WhatsApp group पे लिख देता हूँ। आपको कोई भी क्वेश्चन हो उसमें आप हमें मेल कर सकते हैं। एंड सेकेंडली, हमने जो मैंने एक RSKR वेबसाइट दिखाया था फर्स्ट डे पे, rskr.irime.in, आपने आर यू अवेयर अबाउट दिस वेबसाइट, इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ नॉलेज रिसोर्स?
No, sir.
नहीं, तो ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम। उसको कल एक बार मैं कवर करने की कोशिश करूंगा फीडबैक सेशन से पहले, ठीक है? आई विल शो यू दैट वेबसाइट। उस वेबसाइट पे एक डिस्कशन फोरम का ऑप्शन है, देयर इज एन ऑप्शन ऑफ डिस्कशन फोरम। उस फोरम पे जाके आप जाके कोई भी आपको क्वेश्चन है उस पर पोस्ट कर सकते हैं, कोई भी आपको डाउट आ रहा है आप पोस्ट कर सकते हैं, एंड IRIMEE फैकल्टी विल ट्राई टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चंस विद इन 1 वीक, ठीक है? दैट इज माय एश्योरेंस। आई विल शो यू टुमारो। अभी आपको नहीं समझ आ रहा होगा बट मैं कल आपको दिखाऊंगा।
Okay. Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू
एनी
सर।
अदर क्वेश्चंस?
सर ये फीडबैक फॉर्म कहाँ पे है?
हेलो
हेलो
हेलो,
सर ये
ओके
फीडबैक फॉर्म कहाँ
ओके,
पर?
ठीक है। आई थिंक दैट इज ऑल। सो वी कैन ब्रेक, वी कैन कंक्लूड दिस सेशन टुमारो 9:30 पे। प्लीज काइंडली ज्वाइन द सेशन। थैंक यू एवरीवन।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
Feedback form is available in IRIMEE site.